Hello, how the tech are you? This is our weekly tech show on Echoplex Media. We talk about science and tech news and any other kind of science and tech stuff we feel like talking about. I am historian Matt. I just talk about science and tech news, basically, whatever I feel like talking about. And I've got two stories. They're gonna kind of, I promise you, they're tech stories. Let's put it that way. So my first one is Tux the cat was found. Yay, everybody. What that is and why that's related to tech, well, I'll get to that in my story. And my second one is another Elon Musk company has a racist problem. And it's Elon Musk, so obviously it's tech. HK is out on adventures, so you in the, I believe that's a tinfoil hat.
It is. I'm Producer Dave. I'm the producer of this show and all the other shows here at Echoplex Media. I have two stories this week. One is there's already a social media company called X, and they're suing Twitter. And then FEMA's emergency alert test will happen Wednesday, and that's freaking some people out.
I can imagine. So my first story, Tux the cat is found. What am I talking about? Well, it's kind of it's going to be a bit of a long story here, but Tux the cat was found and returned to her owner after she was accidentally left in the back of a Lyft car. Lyft as in Lyft. If you don't know, that's one of the ride-sharing companies that you can order rides from, like taxi type service. Full disclosure, I use Lyft pretty much exclusively. I do not use Uber. I feel like Lyft is a little better of the ride sharing companies, but neither of them are great. So I don't know what to say. Anyways, this story is about Lyft, and basically the owner of Tux, the cat, was ordered a Lyft to take Tux to the vet, and they basically, when they got to the vet, the owner exited the car with the intention to go around to the other side to get the cat carrier out that Tux was in. And as soon as he got out of the car, the driver drove off with the cat, and he ran after it, waving and screaming, yelling, trying to get him to stop. But the driver just kept on going, didn't notice them. The owner went on to try to text the driver through the app, but the driver never responded. And this just basically kicked off the big fiasco with finding Tux and getting Tux back to her owner. And then in all this, Lyft tried to charge the owner of Tux a $20 return fee for the cat, which just was absurd. But the owner went on to X, or formerly known as Twitter, for help, and got a lot of people helping him out, including a lot of pressure on Lyft. But finally, Tux was found about 1.2 miles away from the drop-off location, and she was somehow outside and alone. Nobody knows how Tux got out of the carrier and why they were outside, but it actually was Lyft's team that was able to track down Tux and returned her to the owner in a new cat carrier. And everything's good now, but that kind of raises a lot of issues on the ride sharing and what your kind of rights are, what happens if you leave stuff in the car and stuff like that. And there's other issues where the driver was not happy, although in the article I don't think they were able to contact the driver, but the driver said at some point that he was allergic to cats and would not have taken the ride had he known that there was a cat involved. Although exactly how that ended up with the cat, getting out of the carrier and the carrier disappearing, we don't know. So yeah, Dave, what do you think about that?
I think you should definitely let your Lyft driver know if you're bringing an animal. I think that's
important. Yeah.
But this is weird. The cat being how did Lyft find the cat if it was just on the street?
I don't know, because they don't seem to. It doesn't sound like they were able to contact the driver to figure out what happened. There did seem to be a bunch of people on X or Twitter, whatever we're calling it now, searching for the cat. They probably were in the area and searching. So luckily they found Tux, but How exactly the details of how that happened is a little fuzzy.
Yeah, it.
Sort of like Tux.
I don't know. I feel like the Lyft driver, if they were allergic to cats and weren't told, I feel like when you show, I feel like this could have been easy. Like, I don't know if the Lyft driver like just kicked the cat out of the car after, like, who knows? But like when you show up and you're like, oh crap, I'm allergic to cats. I don't feel like most people are going to insist that you continue with the ride, right? I feel like
right, like I definitely wouldn't, especially now after reading the story and in the story that I have linked in the show notes. They definitely say, like, Lyft says if you have a cat, and your driver says that they're allergic, like, just cancel the ride and get a new one. It's fine. Let us know and we'll refund any any fees for rescheduling. I believe that's what they said in the article.
Yeah,
I'm sure that goes for just about anything like that.
This is I wish the cat could tell us what happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I have no idea. Like, in a different cat, like, this is all, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I just hope the driver, I don't know, like, it sounds like the driver just put the cat outside.
Yeah, it's unclear if the driver did it or if another rider, like, after the original owner tried to go to the vet, basically. Maybe the next rider like put the cat out or something, or notified the driver or something. Who knows? There's a lot of speculation.
Well, we're never going to find out the truth about this. I'm just glad the cat got back home to its owner, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I did notice that Lyft did cover all the vet fees, which is very nice.
Yes, I forgot to mention in the article they said Lyft offered to cover the vet fees because the cat was in bad shape. So when they caught the cat, like, was even worse shape and definitely needed to go to the vet. Well, as far as we know, this cat is fine at this point.
Yeah, all's well that ends well. The only thing I was asking, like, before the show, and I just wonder, I mean, it's just that it's a tuxedo cat, but I also wonder if they're aware of the Linux tux and if there's anything
I don't know
going on with there. That's not important to the story. Anyway, what do you got next?
Okay, so my next story, a little less fun, although that one's not exactly fun, but definitely less fun. So another Elon Musk company has a racist problem. Basically, the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or EEOC, has sued Tesla. Apparently, they basically allege that Tesla violated Civil Rights Act of 1964, basically because black employees were subject to quote them and quote this lawsuit, to severe or pervasive racial harassment and created and maintained a hostile work environment because of their race. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I got multiple quotes here from the lawsuit. So another quote is, throughout the relevant period, racial slurs, chief among them different variations of the N-word, they have in brackets. I think it's actually spelled out in the lawsuit. But as well as racist epithets and race-based stereotyping permeated Tesla's Fremont factory, subjecting black employees to racial hostility and offenses. An anonymous black worker says, quote, I saw KKK epithets and a swastika and the N-word all over the bathroom. It was gross and racist, and I don't want to discuss it. It would say, kill black people, kill N-words, hang black people, hang N-words. That's everything in that quote. And apparently the management at Tesla refused to intervene. So this is an ongoing lawsuit. Nothing has come out of it. I am quite surprised to some respect because it's Fremont. There's a Fremont factory there in California, which I used to drive by, and like California is usually not that bad in terms of racist problems. But what do you think, Dave? Are you surprised?
This isn't the first I've heard of this, actually.
Okay.
I think I want to say Recode or maybe The Verge had reported on this in the past, but I think the equal opportunity or the government lawsuit is new.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Fremont's like that's where I live now. It's in the Bay Area. It's not just that it's not just that it's California. It's the Bay Area. You know, when I first heard about this too, it was prior to Apartheid Clyde having picked up Twitter, and it was kind of before he was really even doing the things he's doing now. Let's say behaving the way.
Yeah.
And so I just thought it was like kind of an anomaly. The fact that it continued is, more evidence more evidence of his disposition as far as race and race relations go. More evidence on that, because he's, reinstated a lot of, accounts that were banned for saying a lot of racist things on Twitter. And so it doesn't really surprise me that his other company, that's not a priority of theirs. But the thing that's weird about it is that none of the managers seem to think it was a problem, because it's not like everyone, there's no company in which everyone reports directly to the person who owns the company, right? Well, there are companies, but they're very small, right? Yeah. So you would think that they would, that the management would think that it was a good idea to remove this stuff, or to try to find out who was doing it, or, any number of things that just a regular person who manages people would do.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have any, I doubt that this kind of thing would necessarily immediately be reported to the owner of a company, but just kind of shows that, like, I don't know, maybe his companies in other ways have sort of selected for certain kinds of people.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, or if there's something with, because these are, usually in car companies at factories, there's a lot of blue collar jobs. I don't know if that's related or not, but Tesla is supposed to have like stuff super automated, so it shouldn't be that many, or as many as other car companies, but I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems like just more bad behavior from this guy, and not him, but more just bad behavior from his companies. I wonder, I wonder what's it like working at SpaceX. We don't hear a lot about SpaceX, but I don't imagine it's too terribly different. And, this is in addition to like there having been other reports where, like, if you were going to use the bathroom, you actually had to use your break to use your bathroom, unlike at just a regular job where, I would imagine that at the Ford Motor Company plant, if you have to use the bathroom, you just tell someone around you that you're using the like if you're responsible for something or whatever, that you just use the bathroom, and somebody else just watches the thing you're responsible for a few minutes while you go use the bathroom, like, a regular workplace. So,
well, about that, it's kind of funny. The what was it, Extra History channel on YouTube is just doing a series on Ford and the Ford Motor Company, and apparently he wasn't very good about giving people breaks in the early stages of factory work. Factory work is very different from the desk jobs that most of us have had, basically, where we can basically stop what we're doing and going and take a bathroom break whenever we want, basically.
Right.
It has to be coordinated with other people, but I don't know.
So I don't know if you've seen the meme that there are two kinds of people, and it just says people who call Elon Musk the modern day Henry Ford.
Exactly. I've seen that one.
Right. And that may have been the case early on at these plants, but I can't imagine that these union shops, you can't just go to the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would hope so, but I don't know, like, what is possible.
There may be situations where you have to wait a couple minutes for somebody to cover you or whatever, if you have a role where there can't be nobody there. But this is a different scenario here. Also, he's pretty violently against unions, and he's gonna be in for a nasty shocker one of these days. These people unionize without his permission, and there's nothing he can do about it because it's illegal to stop them.
Well, that's really annoying me right now because of the UAW strike going on right now, and all the big, car companies are getting hurt by it, but Tesla is not. Like nothing's happening to them because they're not unionized, and it's like they kind of need to be.
Yeah,
It's not really fair in a sense there.
he'll do everything legal or illegal to stop unionization. And this is the kind of stuff that a union's there for, right? If the management won't help you, you go to your union rep. And then the union starts putting pressure on the management about this kind of stuff. That's another thing that, that it's not just your wages, it's your work conditions that the unions are good for. So, we'll see what happens here. This guy has a pretty long history of just getting away with things, getting a slap on the wrist, or not even facing any consequences when it's clear that he's broken the law or, defamed people or otherwise done things that maybe if you or I did, we'd be in a bit of hot water for.
Yeah.
He's rich. What are you going to do? Yeah. Can't live with him and can't shoot him. So
yeah.
Anyway, I guess it's my turn. I also am starting with a story about, this is about X. There is already a social media company called X, actually. It is an advertising company. So a company formerly known as Twitter, now X, faces a lawsuit. X Social Media LLC has been using that trademark and name since at least 2016, and X LLC claims that this causes market confusion and has cost them some money. What do you think here, Matt?
Yeah, I believe that. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Do you know how big that advertising company, I guess that's what it is like? Are they actually going to be able to put up a defense?
Or they're the plaintiff? I don't know how big they are, but if they're like a smaller firm, I could see how this could really, really hurt them, right? Because people would assume wrongly that they're direct, they would just assume they're the advertising arm of the company formerly known as Twitter. And depending on who their customer base was, or who they're advertising to, or who they're an advertising agency, who they're trying to recruit as clients or whatever, some people might be like, you're what? So I could definitely see where this would cause market confusion, but unfortunately nothing's going to happen here. I don't see anything happening here. It'd be great though if they had to change the name back to Twitter.
Well, I mean, probably they'd do some sort of settlement out of court or something, and the smaller company would probably have to change their name, the advertising company. That's just wondering how big it is, because, if it's a very small company, then X/Twitter is just going to run them over, right? Keep them in court and spending legal fees, constantly until they're broke. If they're bigger and can actually handle a lawsuit, then maybe something will happen. Or if they go to a law firm that can do the lawsuit on spec or something, because it could be a pretty big payout for them. And
there are some lawyers out there who are dragon slayers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are some lawyers out there that like to take down big, powerful people. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't. This was just filed. I don't have any indication that any major law firm that is out for Elon is going to take this up. But I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, because a lot of people don't like him. And he would just get so mad if he had to change the name back.
Yep.
He would get so mad. It would be so fun watching him just rage on Twitter about this. It would be very fun. And I think this is a case where there actually would be market confusion, because Twitter sells ads, or the X Corp and X LLC. I know they were, the article had said the logos are different and all that, but that, when you're writing an email to somebody pitching them something and you tell them that you're the social media marketing company X, they're immediately going to think that you're Twitter.
Yep.
And then maybe they'll just reply with a poop emoji.
Maybe.
All right. So up next, I got FEMA is going to be testing its national emergency system. If you remember, if some people in our age cohort might remember when they were kids, your screen would go all colorful, and it would say, "This is a test of the emergency broadcast system." Well, I think they're not I mean, some smart TVs, I think TVs are also going to do it, smart TVs, but they have to do it on your phone now because not everybody watches TV.
Yeah.
So it's going to be all cell phones within the range of a cell tower will receive the alert. It'll happen at 2:20 p.m. Eastern time. That's 11:20 a.m. Pacific time, Wednesday, October 4th. And as you might guess, conspiracy theorists are losing their damn minds over this.
Yeah. I want to point out that means that it'll happen before the show goes out.
It will happen before the show
right
goes
before
out.
I post it, because I posted on Wednesday. So we record before it, but it'll be posted afterward. So hope you guys weren't too freaked out about it.
And check in on your conspiracy theory friends.
Yes.
Check and see if they're okay.
I got a question for you that's related to this. Do you get the I mean, sometimes they're Amber Alerts, sometimes they're other kind of alerts that just go to your phone. I get them fairly regularly, not necessarily Amber Alerts, but there was also like I guess there was like a Silver Alert was another one, which was basically a senior citizen probably has dementia, got lost or something like that, and they're trying to find them as well.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know what happened. When I lived in Campbell, I got those kind of often. But then when I moved to the South Side, I maybe got one the whole time I was there, and I haven't gotten any since I moved to Fremont. I haven't changed any settings on my phone. It might be that it's hyper local, except for like, if there was like an earthquake or something.
Yeah, they don't seem to be for me, because I always see like, and for some reason when I moved to Florida, there were a lot more of them. But like it would say Amber Alert, and it's like, it would say something like Ocala, which doesn't really make much sense to you, but that's like, almost an hour drive away for, in terms of distance. It's like, that's great. I'm never going to see this person if they're an hour away. Plus I'm going to be inside all day. So I'm not going to see them, but it's a little annoying, but I totally understand why they do it. I didn't know if this is related though. Is that the same group that's doing those? Is this going to be the same kind of alert?
This is FEMA specifically. So I bet this is for like disasters.
Yeah.
This is like to get information out during like in my case, if there was a substantial earthquake, or in your case, if there was a hurricane substantial enough, like you said, you're inland a little bit, but if there was I'm
about as inland as you can get in Florida.
But if there might still be a storm substantial enough that it wrecks shop in your community. And I think this is FEMA. So it's like the Federal Emergency Management Agency. I think that I'm not sure if it's the same system that they use. I can't imagine that it wouldn't use the same. I don't understand. I wouldn't understand why they would use maybe different systems for it. Right. Because that would just get confusing. And I don't know, maybe you're to your phone, maybe they're the same, but they're obviously different agencies operating it. Yeah. That I don't know. But, I do know that people are like trying to, there are just a lot of people making dumb videos telling you how to avoid this, because I don't even know. They're saying that they're attacking you with 5G. And I'm like, well, I have an LTE phone and I'm going to get this. Like I haven't seen fit to replace my phone. What do you mean they're attacking me with 5G? But this is to be expected. The people are terrified of FEMA. I have no idea why. I know a few people who've interfaced with FEMA during a disaster and lived to tell about it, possibly because of FEMA. Yeah. Yeah. But it's not. Well,
it's the FEMA camps, right? That conspiracy that was going on for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was.
And 5G. So yeah.
Yeah.
The conspiracies are combining here.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, like when you get those alerts, they're loud, but they're quick. They're not that. This is not going to be that obtrusive in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, it's going to be Wednesday, so I'm going to be up late, streaming. So I might still be like, maybe not asleep, but, maybe even asleep. I don't know. I'm a bum like you, Matt. I just stream every night.
Yeah. Sleep in and then stream. Do you remember when it was on TV? Because whenever it's on the ones on TV, it would pop up and then it would just make this really annoying noise. But of course, it's trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
And I mean, I I don't think I've ever saw one that wasn't a test, but
Right.
no,
No,
yeah,
I remember and you might not have been in California, the 1988 earthquake, 1989 earthquake.
Oh, definitely wasn't there.
Yeah,
in California.
Yeah. The Loma Prieta earthquake, it went off.
Oh, okay.
And
Wow.
it had actual information. It just basically told, it was just, if the structure you're in has been damaged, get out of the structure that you're in. If the structure that you're in has not been damaged, it is recommended that you shelter in place, just stuff like that. And I could be getting some of it wrong because I was a kid. I was like 12 years old. So,
right.
But I do remember it. That was the only time I'd ever seen it go off for an emergency.
Okay. Which is probably a good thing.
I also remember about 15 minutes before that earthquake, there was this really popular song, I Feel the Earth Move Under My Feet, and that had played on the radio not very long before the earthquake. Yeah. Coincidence, though, not predictive programming. Yeah,
of course.
And unless you ask a conspiracy theorist.
Of course.
They use the weather machine.
There's no coincidences, right?
There's no... There are, yeah. What is that? What is that? That Steve Bannon guy has a thing behind him on his show that says there are no conspiracies, but there are also no coincidences, and it's all right. Like, all right, dude.
It's like, shut up, dude.
But both actually exist.
Yeah.
It's just people oversample for one and not the other. But wrong show.
Yeah.
But maybe if people want to leave in the comments on the YouTube video, if anybody watches this YouTube video, that if they if they got the alert and if it startled them and if they found it to be obtrusive, and if you were in your office and everybody's phone went off at once, what was that like?
Yeah,
because that would be annoying. I think that would be annoying. Because it would be like, I think everybody, just different carriers and stuff. I think everything would be kind of, so one phone would go off and then another. I don't think they would all go off like at the same time. So I think that would be totally annoying in someone's office.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the show. I guess I'll read us out. I don't think I've read us out in a while. I think we made HK do it last time.
Yep.
That's been How the Tech Are You? I'm going to try to talk slowly here because Matt tries to put things under me while I'm talking. This is not our only podcast. You can find all of our podcasts at echoplexmedia.com/podcasts. And check out our swag shop. We have a bunch of great stuff for Halloween. That's eplex.store. The featured collection is the Halloween collection, and if you do all caps Halloween 2023 at checkout, you get free shipping on one or even all of the Halloween items. And I don't know, follow us on X at eplexm, and that's it. Have a great tech week.